Rom. The very first moment today's story begins, there's a sense that something rare, something fragile and deeply human, is unfolding. A love story that somehow survived years in the public spotlight, painful chapters, family complexities, media scrutiny, and the relentless echo of fame. And yet today, in the heart of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, everything feels still. Everything feels right. Because today, Jon Gosselin, the man millions first met through the iconic reality series Jon Kate Plus 8, is finally stepping into a new chapter that isn't defined by cameras, controversy, or chaos, but by a woman who changed everything, Stephanie Lebo. As family and friends gather, about 180 guests filling the warm, rustic venue, there's an emotional hum vibrating through the air. It's the kind of energy that only a long, winding love story can generate. Standing among them are two of Jon's 8 children, Hannah and Collin, alongside Stephanie's daughter, all witnessing a moment that none of them could have imagined years ago. Yet here they are, breathing in the beginning of a new family, stitched together not by a television storyline, but by real life. And today is not just a wedding, it's a promise, a healing, a shift. Something entirely new being born in front of those who matter most. As the ceremony begins, the officiant invites the couple to share their personal vows, words they've written themselves, words that, until now, only lived in their hearts. And as Jon looks into Stephanie's eyes, he takes a breath that feels like 4 years of emotion rising at once. He begins softly, but every word hits with sincerity. "From the moment I saw you at that barbecue," he says, "my life changed for the better." There is a ripple through the crowd, a few laughs, a few tears, because those who know their story know just how unexpected that meeting was, how it came at a time when Jon wasn't looking for love, wasn't sure he even wanted it. But life, as it often does, had its own plans. As he continues, his voice grows steadier, warmer, almost glowing with gratitude. He tells her she is his best friend, the person he never expected but somehow needed more than anything. He admits that if someone had told him 4 years ago that he would be standing right here saying these words, making this promise, he wouldn't have believed them. But here he is, and this moment is exactly where he belongs. He vows not only to love her, but to lift her when she is tired, to laugh with her, to hold her during sorrow, to honor her daughter as if she were his own. He promises to choose her every single day, to see her, hear her, cherish her, to dream with her, grow with her, and walk beside her through every chapter life will write next. His words land like a soft thunder, steady, intimate, full of an emotional truth the room can physically feel. And when he ends with the quiet but powerful declaration, "You are my home," the room sighs as if every heart inside it has been exhaling and didn't even know. Then it's Stephanie's turn. She smiles, shaking her head as laughter ripples through the guests. "Wow," she says, "maybe I should have gone first." But then she takes a breath and everything shifts. Her voice trembles at first, not with fear, but with depth, with history, with the kind of love born not in fairy tales but in the messy, complicated beauty of real life. She begins by calling him Johnny, a name that instantly softens him, the kind of private, intimate nickname that says everything about a relationship that grew slowly, quietly, and intentionally. She tells him she truly cannot do life without him, that he is her calm, her smile, her safety. That the love he gives is something she never thought she would experience, something irreplaceable. She speaks of transformation, of how he taught her to become the best version of herself, to breathe again, to feel free again. How the life they built, with his children and her daughter woven together, saved her in ways she can barely express. As tears gather in the eyes of the guests, she promises to believe in them every morning she wakes beside him, and every night. She falls asleep knowing he is near. Her vows shift between poetic devotion and real grounded love. She promises to hold his hand during dark days, to weather the messy, the magical, and everything in between. And then, with perfect comedic timing, because every great love story needs a little humor, she vows to put her laundry away after he folds it, to never use more than a teaspoon of bubble bath in the hot tub, and even to relax when he tells her to. The audience bursts into laughter, but the affection in her eyes never wavers. Every promise, big or small, carries meaning. Then she says the words that make the entire room still. "In every harmony, I will always find my way back to you." And suddenly the ceremony feels less like a moment and more like a destiny coming together. When the rings are brought forward, the officiant warns them not to drop them, and the audience laughs again, breaking the emotional tension. The rings, he says, symbolize an unbroken circle of love, without beginning or end, a daily reminder of the vows they have spoken, the life they promise to share. As Jon repeats the words, "With this ring, I give you my heart," something in his expression softens into something unguarded, something fully open. When Stephanie repeats the same promise, she adds with a grin, "It's never coming off," and the crowd erupts in joyful laughter. The officiant continues, blessing their home with peace and warmth, asking that kindness and compassion deepen with each passing year, and that their love remains strong and steady through all the days ahead. And then, with the authority entrusted to him, he says the words that seal everything. "I now pronounce you husband and wife." Jon pulls Stephanie into his arms, kissing her as the audience erupts into applause, cheers, tears, and joy. For a man who once lived under the relentless lens of reality TV fame, and a woman who stepped into his life without seeking spotlight or storyline, this moment is something sacred, something earned, something perfect. When the officiant turns to the crowd and announces them for the first time as Mr. and Mrs. Gosselin, the applause grows louder, echoing through the room like a celebration not just of a marriage, but of resilience, healing, and second chances. This isn't the story people once watched on television. This isn't the drama, heartbreak, or noise that surrounded Jon years ago. This is a new beginning, one written not by producers, not by paparazzi, not by tabloid headlines, but by two people who found their way to each other at exactly the right time. And as the newlyweds walk down the aisle, hands clasped, eyes glowing, surrounded by the love of their families, Hannah, Collin, Stephanie's daughter, and all who have witnessed their journey, there's a sense that this moment marks not just the start of a marriage, but the start of a new life. One defined by peace, partnership, and a love strong enough to rebuild, restore, and rise again. This is Jon Gosselin like you've never seen him before. And this is Stephanie Lebo, the woman who became not just his partner, but his anchor, his freedom, his home. A love story that began at a barbecue, a wedding rooted in heartfelt vows, and a future waiting to be written, hand in hand.